Jacoby Walter and Arch. And here we go.
An adjustment for Cleveland defensively. Dean Wade is guarding Scotty Barnes. He had been guarding Brandon Ingram, but now Evan Mobley's on Ingram.
Ingram has Allen on the switch now. 6 to shoot. Ingram double, twisting, can't hit, and Mitchell the weak side rebound.
And even though there's a defensive assignment switch, they're still throwing a lot of bodies at Ingram.
Mitchell gets denied by Pirtle. Here's Ingram, faking the three. Into the paint he goes. Out to Barnes. Barnes giving it up. Ingram, 7 to shoot. Ingram reverses it off. Tip won't go. Rebound controlled by Cleveland.
But Pirtle right there for the tip, and probably should have grabbed that. He was wide open.
Mitchell kicking it out. Harden a three. Rims off, and the rebound lands in the lap of Walter.
There's the defensive impact of Scotty Barnes. He got great pressure on that shot.
Ingram aggressive early, can't finish. Barnes can.
Scotty Barnes touches every aspect of a statue. He just thrust Donovan Mitchell out of the way to get that offensive rebound. So strong and long arm.
Here's Mobley. Mobley creeping in, kicking out. Harden a three. That one is good.
Well, you help off, and then you just kick it right back out to Harden. He was ready to shoot as the ball arrived.
Barrett into the lap of Pirtle, couldn't handle it. And here is Harden. Harden lobbing it in, and Allen could not.
And then Cleveland turned it over 22 times in game 3.
Barrett in the corner, way off on a three.
Barrett was outstanding in game 3, had 33 points, shot it extraordinarily well.
Mobley trying to save it. There's another turnover. Here's Barnes into the paint with the flush.
And those live ball turnovers, that's just easy money for the Raptors.
Mobley, little crossover, got fouled by Pirtle.
It's been spectacular, Scotty Barnes, in this series. Had a playoff career high in each of the 3 games.
Done things that no Raptor has done before. First Raptor ever to have 30, 10, and 5 in a playoff game when it comes to 10 assists. Ingram with the touch.
Really good job picking his spots, coming down in the middle of the floor in transition.
Harden gets it back, gives it up. Mobley knocked away, trying to corral it, deflected and taken. Here comes Ingram giving it up to Walter. Barnes on the move, into the lane with another throwdown.
For addressing that in that timeout, Kenny Atkinson having a conversation with Evan Mobley about his defense and his positioning, but he also told us in the pregame about how collaborative he is with his players, a back and forth and a conversation with James Harden.
Said it's one of the things he learned being around Ty Lue and Steve Kerr, called it finishing schools, and said it was so different, and it is so different than how he handled things in Brooklyn, where he felt like as head coach he just had to kind of be an authority with a ruler, as Harden gets fouled and puts it in. A chance for 3 for James Harden.
Listen to him, and it is a collaborative process.
Silly foul there from Evan Mobley.
Scotty Barnes, who basically takes over point guard responsibility, as Ingram get more aggressive offensively.
Ingram guarded by Mobley. Ingram the jab, the give up. Barnes off on a three. Mitchell the rebound.
Good block out by Jared Allen on Jakob Pirtle.
Here is Mitchell off the catch into the corner. Wade will drive it, kick it. Mobley a three. Back iron it off, and Walter the rebound. Barrett, a little swivel, nudge, lost it. Burped it right into the hands of Wade.
Toronto in game 3 did such a better job of taking care of the ball. They not only forced a bunch of turnovers, they took better care of it themselves.
Mobley kicks it out, Harden on the move. 7 to shoot. Mobley in the corner, rims out on a three. Allen battling, but Walter wins it for Toronto. To your point, Jay, the team that has won the possession game has won every game of the series thus far. As Allen comes up with a steal, and Mobley throws it down.
Just a careless turnover by Toronto, and they can't set up their defense, give up an easy one in transition. That's one of the ways they miss Emmanuel Quickley, his ball handling ability to initiate offense, and he's such a playmaker.
Barrett a three. That one won't go. Allen the rebound. 8-7 Toronto lead. First quarter action, game 4. Toronto 0 for 5 from 3. Wade can't hit. Hurdle the rebound. Cleveland 1 of 6 from 3. Cavs have not shot it well on the season from 3 against Toronto. Ingram, no. Barrett off the deflection in the paint, floats it in.
And give Pirtle some credit for keeping that ball alive. It wasn't an offensive rebound he could grab, but kept it alive for Barrett to pick it up.
Harden to the corner, Wade. 7 to shoot. Wade stuck, twists in and lays it home. Dean Wade gets tricky with the left hand.
Oh, good move, because Toronto had fanned out the shooters. They left him to do that by himself.
Walter follows it up. Ingram will fire. No. And Toronto now 0 for 7 from 3.
They haven't had as many three-point opportunities off penetration as they did in game 3. What a move.
Mitchell connects on a 3. And now here, Cleveland a 2-1 series lead. A 12-10 lead for Cleveland. Under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Shot clock fading all the way down, and a good defensive possession there.
When attack kept it around the perimeter.
Here is Harden. Shed very feisty defensively, but giving size to Harden. Shed pokes it away.
One of the most disruptive defenders you're ever going to find.
Ingram can't lay it in. Brandon Ingram now 1 of 7 from the floor.
He has just had such a difficulty finding his rhythm in this series.
Strus, who missed 70 games this season. Here's Jalen Tyson. Looked like he got fouled. No call. And misses the first. He had Mom wearing a cap suit, and Jordan was actually wearing the shoes that Jalen wore to his draft 2 years ago. As we check in with George.
Guys, let's not forget that Jordan was watching Jalen hit a 3 on his iPad as he was about to get drafted. Moments later, then he was selected by the New Orleans Saints. The timing of that could not have been better.
Pretty amazing. Awesome stuff for the Tyson family. What a play by Strus.
Ball and a free throw out of it.
Boy, I mean, he's
during the game. That's his family.
Yeah.
And they let him know.
I love that approach. Murray Boyles coming off a huge game 3, gets denied.
And went 11 of 15 from the floor.
He was the first rookie with 20 points on better than 70% shooting in a playoff game since Al Horford back in 2008. That's right. You know, Al Horford was a rookie at one point.
It's hard to remember.
Hard to remember. Here's Mitchell. Working behind Strus. Mitchell can't hit the 3. Both teams have been cold shooting. Cleveland 2 of 8 from 3. Toronto 0 of 9. Barnes giving it up. Murray Boyles back to Barnes. Give and go. Mitchell tipped it away, and then at last it's Cleveland. It'll stay with Toronto. Game 4, Ryan Rucco, Jay Billis, George Sedano with you. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Doubleheader today on ESPN. Portland, San Antonio up next. Here's Sam Merrill in off the bench. It's just keeping that right toe down. Mobley off the mark. Barrett the rebound. Both teams had their lowest scoring quarter of the series in that first. Barrett can't finish it. Pirtle, no. Barnes gets a good look. Wow, way off. And Toronto is now 0 for 13 from 3. 0 for 11 was their worst three-point quarter in playoff history, as Schroeder again sneaks in for 2.
Well, he's driving matchups that he can drive. He drove Jamison Battle, then had Pirtle on him in transition, decided to put his head down and take it to the rim.
Barnes gets hacked from behind, and Toronto.
They were incredibly successful in Game 3.
And they were 8 of 9 to sweep the Rockets. For more on these games, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app.
How good was Dylan Harper against the Blazers in their last game? He had 27. Victor Wembanyama was out in the concussion protocol. That was a heck of a win.
We talked about how Murray Boyles was the first rookie since Al Horford to have 20 on 70% shooting in a playoff game. Well, Harper did it the next day. As Schroeder slips it in. Dennis Schroeder has 8 points in 6 minutes. He played just 5 minutes in Game 3.
He is matchup he can drive. That has been a big part of this Cleveland lead.
An 11-2 edge in bench points for Cleveland. Walter, no. Barnes battling, Tyson winning. Here comes Cleveland. Look out, Mamukelashvili. Read it, intercepts it. Barnes can't muscle it in, gets it back, and gets fouled. Basketball is different. They talk about the value of each and every possession.
But you turn the ball over there, obviously you're not getting a shot, you're not getting a chance for an offensive rebound, you're not getting a chance to pick up a foul. Those are 3 really good things you're giving up.
Keon Ellis in off the bench for Cleveland. Here's Harden off to Ellis. He will fire. No. Mobley the rebound. Merrill, a sharpshooter. Can't hit either. No one can. Cleveland 2 of 12 from 3 now. Toronto 0 for 14.
Really smart to bring the double at Harden. He's being guarded by Mamukelashvili. And rather than leave Mamukelashvili on an island, they brought the double.
Barrett guarded by Harden. Barrett can't bank it in. Mobley fending off Pirtle. Mamukelashvili the rebound.
Pirtle keeps another one alive.
Barnes the kick out. Walter to the corner. Barrett connects for Toronto after missing their first 14 attempts. Ellis fights back for the basketball and wins it. Here's Harden.
Toronto's really packing it in.
And Harden finally finds some room in the paint.
Really packing it in, showing a lot of bodies up to the ball.
7 points for Harden. He's 3 of 4 from the floor. Here's Barrett into the paint himself. Spray it out. Merrill deflects it. And that'll to the head. Ingram into the lane. Ingram still can't finish. Brandon Ingram 1 of 8. Really has struggled in this series scoring the basketball.
Jared Allen does such a good job of getting down the floor, changing ends, and getting quick post position.
I mean, that's just going to be a backcourt violation. You talked about it earlier, the defensive pressure of Shed.
He's so disruptive because he can get up underneath you. When he was in high school, and he wound up playing center on his high school team. He had a small team, so he had to guard opposing centers. They wound up winning the state title.
Incredible. At 6'1". Murray Boyle, speaking of playing bigger than you are.
Just a beautiful finish. The lefty adjusting in the air around the bucket.
Harden gives it up. Merrill connects on a 3. A rare make from deep in this first half for either team.
Yeah, most of the time you're surprised when an open 3 is missed.
Yeah.
It's been a surprise.
Lead despite no Luka, no Reeves.
I think the consensus view before the playoffs started was that series could be a sweep, but nobody was thinking it'd be the Lakers doing the sweeping. Really been impressive.
A touchdown lead for Cleveland here midway through the second quarter of Game 4. Merrill, not that time. Allen got a hand on him. Murray Boyles collects. Ingram looking to push. Cleveland is back.
This zone look defensively has really affected Cleveland, but Toronto's got to do something on the offensive end. They're not getting anything to go.
And Jay, a lot of looks is
in his last 2 games. He's 0 for 11. Passed the ball well, but we have not seen Toronto put the ball in the bucket from either the field or the foul line.
I mean, nobody's hitting free throws either, yeah. Toronto 2 of 6. Cleveland 1 of 5 from the line.
Yeah, the free throw defense has been magnificent.
Just as everybody expected. Wade has to put it up. It hits. Difficult shot there from Dean Wade, but able to make.
That's one of the things that you'll live with for Toronto.
Murray Boyles banks it in, plus the foul.
He played his college ball at South Carolina, where he played on a team that finished last in the SEC in that great year they had, but that was the best last.
Stroud with some feelings on James Harden. Here's Barnes. Turns the corner, gets denied by Allen. Ellis, nice juke. Merrill, extra feed. And Merrill loses it out of bounds. Will stay here. Harden gets it in. Merrill, too much on it. Shed flings it ahead. Murray Boyles.
14 points. We'll figure out the offense. 14 points. We'll get better down there.
30-26, Cleveland in front. 4:42 to go in the second quarter of game 4. Here's Harden into the paint. Harden banks it in, plus the foul. And completes the three-point play.
It's not like Cleveland's been that much better.
No.
How about the rise on Colin Murray Boyles to get that loose ball?
Walter, short.
Yeah, that's not the shot, especially when you're struggling.
He's 0 for 6 from 3 today. Schroeder probing, eyeing, taking, missed it badly. Cleveland now 3 of 16 from 3. Shed lobbing it in. Ingram, the turn, the dish, in the corner. Shed can't hit. Toronto 1 for 17 from 3.
Did everything right. Threw out of the double team, made the swing pass. Those are shots that Toronto has been making.
Deflected out to Strus. Low pass to Wade. Boy, so many deflections, not a lot of clean passes. And again, 6th turnover for Harden. Barnes in the lane. Barnes can't fillet it in. Trying to collect it. Shed. No. Ingram the rebound. Another chance for Toronto. Murray Boyles, and that is going to be a charge.
The first half, maybe 1992?
Feels like that's probably right. I mean, Toronto scored 26% of their points in the
first round. So there you go on that. Brandon Ingram, Ryan, you were mentioning that as well. Look, Brandon Ingram has the 3rd lowest drop-off, or highest drop-off in this case, from his points in the regular season to the playoffs right now. He was averaging 21.5. He's down to 12 this postseason. And Darko Rajakovic told us before the game that he's going to be a guy that's going to be incredibly important.
Is first. Here is Mobley. Mobley spinning in the paint, forcing it up and in. There.
He did not perform at a high level in the first half offensively. Just 1 of 7 for 2 points. And you know that Kenny Atkinson wanted to get him going. Toronto's gotten some offensive rebounds, but one thing Cleveland needs to do a better job of, and early on they have, is take care of the ball. They had 11 turnovers in that first half, 6 of them coming from James Harden. That's 14 turnovers in the last 2 games for James Harden.
That foul is number 3 on Mobley as Allen can't finish it, gets it back, squirts it out. Another chance for Cleveland. Harden getting the booze. And Mitchell was out of bounds.
First 2 games of this series, he was unstoppable.
Forcing turnovers, a hallmark of what Toronto does. As Barnes is going to get called for the offense. The reaction rather than the initiation, right? Example of that. Here's Harden. Off to Wade. His 3 is good.
Dean Wade takes advantage of opportunities. Not a big-time scorer, but boy, he is such a connector out on the floor, and defensively excellent.
Ingram, what footwork. Couldn't get it to go. Mobley and Allen just terrific defensively at the rim. Harden turns on the Jets and lays it home. And Toronto need to open the 3rd. And they have a 4-point lead. Hurdle got a runway, took advantage, plus the foul.
Still attack that space you're being given.
Something you've talked about in regard to Colin Murray Boyles as well.
And same thing when you've got a situation when you're being top locked. You don't have to just surrender to it. You can still get where you want to go.
There's some Kenny Atkinson was emphasizing to Donovan Mitchell and James Harden after the way they were defended in Game 3. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell swimming inside for the beautiful finish.
Just his change of pace is so good. You know, being guarded by a bigger defender in Jacoby Walter.
Barrett kicks it out. Walter blocked by Harden. Walter now 0 of 7 from 3.
He hasn't let it affect his defensive want-to.
Mobley at the free throw line, kicks it out. Harden draws 2, Barnes to the deflection, Mobley a 3. Back iron it off.
Well, what a closeout by Scotty Barnes. Up defending at the top of the key, got the deflection and still got out there.
Finished 5th in the Defensive Player of the Year voting. Ingram, not that time. Hit 2 straight threes at the end of the first half. After Toronto had started the half 1 of 18 from 3. Mitchell can't hit. Allen the board. Allen is fouled, and it's most about Scotty Barnes. And he said, talk all the time about the kind of leader that Scotty Barnes is, and he has been blossoming in this first round. As Allen misses both free throws, Cleveland is 2 of 8 from the line in this game.
Ingram got the switch.
Trying to take it to Harden, doesn't get the bucket or the whistle. As Walter
47% from the field on the season, averaging over 21 points a game.
Tyson in off the bench, deflected into the arms of Wade. Strus in as well, will fire, no. Walter the rebound, the fling ahead, Barnes, deep catch, couldn't finish it. Strus the
got fouled by Max Strus.
In franchise history.
Rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals in Game 3 to go with his 33 points.
Here's Tyson barreling to the cup and the soft lay.
That was a defensive mistake by Brandon Ingram, just opening up the gate.
Been a tightly played game. Neither team has had a double-digit lead at any point. Squirts away, Tyson after it. Now Harden has it in the corner. Can't hit the 3. Strus a big-time rebound. Strus in the corner. Can't get it. Ingram the rebound. Here's Walter. Walter gets denied by Harden. Out of bounds. Position of James Harden. You said, I know the defensive reputation. Since he has come here, though, we have had a much better defensive spirit as a team. And he actually credited Harden in part for that. As Harden gets fouled on the 98 at the top of that list is Harden. It's the
Time in 50-point games. He's had 25.
all right.
118 50-point games.
Shot clock down to 3.
Shed was wide open.
Barrett asked to hoist. Got it on the rim, nothing more.
That ball needed to go to Jamal Shed, wide open in the corner.
Wade a 3 off. Where both teams just have not shot it well, but again, Strus coming up with another opportunity for Cleveland. Strus had it knocked away. 13th Cavs turnover. Barrett a good look. Way too much on it. Ingram will get a try. No. Toronto 3 for 26 now from 3. And Cleveland 5 for 26. Strus lost it. Allen has it. Got wedged between 2 humans. Taking a look at the upcoming series schedule. Allen, another missed free throw for Cleveland. They are just 5 of 12. If they don't win this game, that is going to be something they rue. Barrett, center of the lane, finding the angle, couldn't finish. Rebound caroms into the arms of Allen, his 12th board. Harden, the nudge, and gets the whistle. Have been double figures in this game.
In their offensive end. You know, they haven't stopped guarding.
Yeah. A completely different defensive performance than what we saw in Game 3. A 7-0 Cavs run, 8-point Cleveland lead. 4.5 to go in the third quarter of Game 4. Cleveland a 2-1 series lead. Shed got the first half. Another fellow Canadian grew up with R.J. Barrett. And a whistle here as Schroeder was trying to hang with Ingram. Now both teams have missed an astonishing amount of open shots. And both teams
Seen any let up. You know, sometimes when it's not going your way offensively, you get frustrated. It tends to affect your defense. But that hasn't been the case in this game.
George?
Guys, the interesting part of this, the 26 three-point attempts by Toronto, they've only made 3. Nearly 2/3 have been open looks. They've only nailed 1 of those open looks, Ryan.
Yeah, that's the point right there, George. Schroeder's trying to keep it in bounds. Got a little help from John Goebel's body. Here's Schroeder, no. And a whistle, it's going to stay right here. Oh, that was right, my bad. As Tyson buries the free throw.
In three-point shooting percentage, 44%.
We saw him on our air in Philly in mid-January have a 39-point game where he was 7 of 9 from 3. And he's really had to toggle between roles throughout the season. More of a complimentary player, at other times more of a featured player thanks to the Cleveland injuries. Ingram rattled in more than 5 minutes for Toronto.
And good patience by Brandon Ingram with that little two-man game with Colin Murray-Boyles.
And that's going the other way. It's the 45th pick of the 2024 draft in his second year. Murray-Boyles denied by Mobley. Mobley then coughs it up out of bounds.
They are headed into the fourth quarter. What are the keys to making sure you continue to stifle them?
Just make them take tough shots. If they make them, then we live with it, but just make them take tough shots, rebound the basketball, and we keep pushing.
B.I., good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Ryan?
Thank you, George. Thank you, Brandon. Start of the fourth quarter, and Mobley rings it in with a throwdown. Tied at 60 here in Game 4. Cleveland a 2-1 series lead.
That's the way Evan Mobley needs to play on the offensive end. With force, just went right into the chest of Pirtle.
Barrett, does he get the roll? He does.
Got the roll and the contact.
9 points for Barrett. Been a tougher offensive game for him. 4 of 14 from the floor. That statement is basically true universally in this one. Highest scoring quarter for either team, 24 in the second from Toronto. Merrill connects on a 3.
A great job on the get action to give that ball up and then go get it back and shoot from behind that handoff.
Pirtle gets loose and lays it in.
Difficult to find help in the middle of the floor. Pirtle became a screener, then a scorer.
Just a lazy pass by Harden. Trying to foul Barrett. Couldn't, and Barrett lays it in.
Those turnovers are tough. That was a giveaway by James Harden.
7th turnover for Harden. And the 17th for Cleveland. Tyson was able to.
Last thing you want to do is give them something when your defense isn't set.
Easy turnovers, that being one of them. As Tyson goes 1 for 2 at the now, just 10 of 18 from the stripe. Barnes with the runway.
Off of dead balls, just gets downhill in a hurry.
In the corner, Merrill will fire. No, Tyson whacks it right into the arms of Shed. Raptors with a 4-point lead, and the foul on Tyson is his 4th. Entering Game 4. Mitchell back in along with Wade for Cleveland. Barrett drops it in. Largest lead of the day for Toronto.
Boy, like that action with R.J. Barrett setting the back screen for Barnes.
Merrill shovels it in, plus the foul.
Wait.
Kenny Atkinson calls Sam Merrill the ultimate connector. Said he's like an egg beater, the way he just gets things going. Stirring it up for us as Pirtle banks it in. Better offensive rhythm for Toronto than at any point today. over these first 3 minutes of the fourth.
And you could argue they shouldn't get that after a made free throw. He's able to get it. Scotty Barnes brings it down with such force.
And here he is again. Barnes dishing out. Barrett, the leaner won't go. Mitchell grabs the rebound. 5-point Toronto lead. Wade had the angle. Mitchell just 3 for 15 from the floor. Mitchell, that patented swim move, and drops that one in.
Well, oftentimes he'll go with that high gather. That time he took it low to high.
Mitchell finally in double figures. 8:10 to go in the fourth quarter of game 4. Barnes bodies, fades, and hits.
Cleveland has done the kind of job taking advantage of that they want to.
Let's check in with George Sedano.
Jay, to your point, the Raptors have been all over Harden and Mitchell, contesting 17 of their 26 shot attempts. Those guys are only 5 of 17 on those contested attempts.
There you go. Thank you, George. 1 on the shot clock. Mitchell got it off. Couldn't put it in. Allen will. Jared Allen with his first field goal of the game.
Toronto working so hard defensively, just couldn't clean it up with the defensive board.
3-point game. It's been tight throughout. Barrett waits, dishes. Walter, no.
He cannot buy one. He's 0 feet. And that was a wide open look. But he hasn't let it affect his defense. He's defended well.
Mitchell sizing up Barrett. Step back. Is good. Minutes to go in the fourth, and the Cavs a 2-1 series lead.
Toronto needs to keep attacking the paint and continue to get to the foul line.
Both teams have shot it well in the fourth as Ingram can't hit. Something we had not seen in any quarter yet today. But both teams have been 60% or better as the foul. Here's Mitchell, hit a 3 to tie it a moment ago. Can Mitchell get going in this fourth? Harden in the corner. He'll fire and hit.
A really good action to get the ball to Harden, and that was just a great shot fake to get Colin Murray-Boyles flying by.
8-0 Cleveland run. They lead by 3. Midway through the fourth. Barnes up, under, and off. Murray-Boyles nearly had the O board. Harden takes it away. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell slicing through, got tripped. And Donovan missed so he could get his free throws. 33.4 in his playoff. A 10-0 Cavs run. Lead is 5 for Cleveland. Ingram backing down, elevating, cannon. Whoa! Murray-Boyles, my goodness!
And Sam Merrill forced the tough shot by Ingram.
Mitchell a 3, you bet!
Talk about a short memory, not worried about having a rough first 3 quarters.
Mitchell has 10 in the fourth already. Had 8 through the first 3. Ingram slinking down, whirling out. Mitchell fouled on the steal.
It's not a good pass.
Hey, following our doubleheader today, stay with. And Mitchell, game's leading scorer, a 15-2 Cleveland run and an 8-point lead. Danger time for Toronto as they face a 2-1 deficit and trail by 8. Ingram, no. Rebound, Barnes, knocked away Allen. Barnes delivers. Murray-Boyles got swallowed up by Allen. And hits the first. And he misses the second. Toronto just 3 for 28 from 3 in this game. Ingram lost it. Murray-Boyles has it. Kicks it out. Barrett gives it up. Shed a three. No. Murray Boyles the board. Another chance here for Toronto. Lob it in. Barnes couldn't hang on. Mitchell with 5. Mitchell with 2. Mitchell can't float it in. Rebound poked away by Barnes, and then he has 5. Barrett floats it up and off. Murray Boyles. Ingram, that's the size on Merrill. Mitchell comes in, and a foul called on Mitchell, his 3rd. Barrett turns the corner and lays it in. Raptors trying to even up this series at 2 games apiece. Spurs Blazers with Wemby returning up next on ESPN. The boos for Harden. 5 on the shot clock. Harden will pull. Can't hit. Ingram lost it. Shed has it. Here's Barnes. Barrett nudging his way into the paint. Barrett can't bank it in. The follow won't go. Murray Boyles out. Ingram connects.
Guess who? It was Colin Murray Boyles doing unbelievable work on the offensive glass.
Knocked out of bounds, will stay. Harden nearly lost it. Merrill able to hit.
Or they're using Sam Merrill to screen, and Jamal Shed is still looking for James Harden, and Merrill's able to come back off and get that catch and shoot. And did he get it off quickly?
3rd 3 for Merrill. Back to 5 for Cleveland. Ingram, no. Got fouled, yes. And he misses the first. Mom's fridge. As Ingram hits the 2nd. Mobley. And he does hit the final 2. 1 possession game. Under 2 minutes to go in game 4. Ingram with a game high 23. He's 8 of 9 from the line. Mitchell dashes in, circles, fades, can't hit. Mobley the board, and Mitchell will reset. Mitchell snaking the D out to Harden, 7 to shoot.
Size advantage here for Harden.
Harden gives it up. Mitchell a launch. No. Mobley another on board.
Well, Colin Murray Boyles just couldn't keep Mobley off the glass.
Harden back to work. Mid-range, short. Rebound Toronto. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Under a minute to go. Barnes, the acceleration. Barrett into the paint. Banks it in. 1-point game.
Boy, R.J. Barrett went right at Sam Merrill. Merrill defended pretty well, but just used his strength.
Shed cut off Mitchell. And here is Barnes. Raptors down 1. Barnes with the runway. Gets fouled on what would have been an epic throwdown, and Scotty Barnes.
Throw shooter Scotty Barnes.
And he has tied it. Raptors lead. Gets it into Harden. Harden dishes out. Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell into the lane. Lefty lane. Won't go. Rebound Ingram. Ingram loses it out of bounds. And in last touch, Cleveland, Toronto ball. And remember, the Cavs do not have a... Jed flings it into the backcourt. Barnes will be fouled by Wade with 20 points.
7 of 10 in this game from the foul line.
Barnes got them both. Cleveland will not take it.
Way too early. You got to wait till it's around 5 seconds.
Mitchell trying to find an angle. Mitchell forces it up. Didn't need it. Trying to flag it down. Cannot. It's Toronto ball.
Well, he thought he had him up in the air, just wasn't able to draw it.
Barrett trapped and fouled. with 6 out of postseason games of any team. Barrett got that one. Had been 0 of 3.